This tribute was an original idea I previously had, although it was never implemented until now, and it wasn't in the way I wanted it to be. I acknowledge how late this video is, and I have already mentioned it in my community posts, but in times like these, coping and taking care of yourself always comes in top priority. Before going on, I would like to extend my thanks to a few people. Slendey for fixing the script and being the voice of the second half of this video, Zaki for providing me with the information required, as well as the rest of Kiyomi's server for being supportive all the way through this. I would also like to extend special thanks to Dilexi for letting me use her original soundtracks, which will be played at the beginning. This tribute was supposed to come out much earlier, but due to complications and busy life circumstances, it has been delayed a lot. Nevertheless, I thank Slendey for offering his help. Kiyomi, also known as SkyRobloxGamesVN, was a beloved figure in the Flood Escape 2 community. She was known for beating some of the toughest maps in the game and also for creating unforgettable ones herself. Her journey began in 2017 when she first discovered Flood Escape 2. She fell in love with the game instantly and began playing. Back then she was just another player exploring the game. No one could have guessed how much she'd leave her mark on it. In 2018 she created a new Roblox account, SkyRobloxGamesVN, and started playing on it regularly. She was grinding the game daily, spending hours upon hours beating maps and steadily improving her skill. Enjoying the game, she wanted to expand more and eventually found her place in Flood Escape 2 map test, which was the early version of what we know now as community maps. It was also around this time that she started putting herself out there in a bigger way. She launched her YouTube channel under the same name, posting Flood Escape 2 videos almost every day. Her consistency and passion started to draw attention, and she slowly built a small but loyal audience of around 200 subscribers. She even posted her runs on speedrun, earning spots on the leaderboards and further cementing her presence in the community. Additionally, she also created a Discord server for her growing following, which became a space where she connected closely with others and formed friendship that would last for years to come. Then came her first setback. Her YouTube channel vanished without explanation, and possibly from being hacked. But Kiyomi did not quit. She came back under a new name, Just Shape That, determined to keep going. She would go on to upload multiple completions of Flood Escape 2's hardest maps, namely the Deadly Challenge, Startup Failure, Elaborate Journey, and many more. This was also the year she began to dabble in map making, starting with her first creation, Underbase Facility, which later on got revamped to Operation Evolution. This brought a wave of support from the community, especially from friends she had grown close to on Discord, like Literal Cow, Not XZ, and Slendey. All of this compensated for the loss of her channel. 2020 was a tough year for everyone, and Kiyomi was no exception. As the pandemic hit and the world went quiet, her passion for Flood Escape 2 began to fade. The game just wasn't as fun for her anymore, and with some of the community controversies happening at the time, she made the difficult decision to step away. Bored, she went looking for other games and found herself in the FPS game arsenal. She quickly fell in love with it, grinding for hours and showing off her incredible talent. She consistently dominated her matches, even uploading some of her best plays to her channel. Her ability to improve rapidly isn't tied to a single game. It was a part of who she was. In 2021, she decided to start fresh and changed her name to Kiyomi. She created a new Discord server with one goal: to bring her friends back together into a tight-knit family. When she came back to the game, it was like stepping into a new world. So much had changed that the game felt completely foreign to her. This year she went all in on map making and was gradually learning while also expanding her creativity. She revamped Lab Collapse and soon after that created a new map called Astral Fantasy, a Sky Sanctuary lookalike map. Although her new map didn't really receive that much attention, she did not take it to heart but instead spent more time on studio to improve herself. Huge improvements were shown in her first nature-themed map, namely Forced Conflict. The map turned out to be a big success, signifying how much she has improved over time. Since then, she has been gaining traction in the map-making community. She had also released more maps in the span of only 2 to 3 weeks, all of which made her name bigger in the community. Most of them were all well loved by the community, especially Snowy Flakes, her best piece that year due to how outstanding and beautiful they were, a true statement to her hard work. She really hit a rough patch in 2022. As a high school student, it was a constant struggle to balance her social life, her creative projects, and her studies. This left her with little time for map making, and she only managed to release 3 maps that year: Frosty Niveous, a collaboration with Volarity, Swamp Fever, and Mystic River. Unfortunately, these maps did not get the same attention as her earlier work. The game's style was evolving quickly, and Kiyomi's approach started to feel a bit old-fashioned. After putting so much effort into these last 3 maps, she decided to step away from the community to focus completely on school, leading to inactivity on her socials. She temporarily came back in 2023 with a new project in mind, to revamp her latest map Mystic River and rename it to Aberrant Riverside. It was a beautiful idea, but tragically it would be her only creation that year. The worst news hit us when her parents took away all of her belongings: her laptop, her phone, everything that was seen as a distraction from school. It was sudden and absolute. From that day on, she was gone. She disappeared completely with no sign whatsoever. She finally came back after graduating high school with incredibly high grades. Her friends were overjoyed, and the entire server burst into tears of happiness. They had missed Kiyomi so much. Immediately after her return, she teamed up with Hazen to create a new map. It was a huge project that took them a full year to complete, but Kiyomi had decided that this would be her final year with Flood Escape 2. With university on the way, she knew she had to step away. She did not want to leave in silence though. She chose to make her exit a meaningful one with her final map, Verdure Plateau. It was 4 minutes of stunning gameplay. The community was captivated by its beauty, calling it the craziest Kiyomi map ever made. But what made it truly special was the ending. She had a wonderful idea to gather the names of everyone she believed had made her Flood Escape 2 journey special and include them in the final section of the map. It was her final dedication to her favorite game and the people she cherished. After this beautiful goodbye, Kiyomi quit the game to focus entirely on her life. Now that we've followed Kiyomi's journey, I want to show you the legacy she built with her own hands. For this next part, I'll be handing the mic over to Slendey, who will walk us through a timeline of all her incredible maps and contributions.
Let's dive into all the maps she made, going from oldest to newest. The first map on our list is Operation Evolution, originally named Underbase Facility and later The Forgotten Time. This was her debut into the world of mapmaking in 2019. Because it was her first attempt, her friends agreed to help her refine and improve the map. This map quickly gained traction for its unique gameplay and incredible music choice. Released sometime in September 2019, this facility-themed map captured the old-school feel of the 2018-2019 era. Its most defining feature was an intricate underwater section where most of the buttons and the core of the map were located. This was also her biggest collaboration yet, featuring a massive team of builders from the community such as Bliss from Moonlight, NotXZ, Aimed Aim, Low Speed Arts, Doom Banner Sexy, Tyree 08, Little Cow, Evan Sonic, Diamond Splash, and it was all set to the iconic tune of Operation Evolution by Dimrain 47. The second map in our list is Lab Collapse, another early creation from 2019. Lab Collapse had a unique journey, eventually getting a full revamp and re-release on June 2nd, 2021. The map itself is a cool mix of themes, starting inside a detailed facility before taking you outside into a nature-like section. Lab Collapse was initially made by Kiyomi and Little Cow, and the revamp was later helped by Kyrie, Airborne, and others. The background music also changed over time. The original version used Time Leaper by Hindkick, while the revamp featured a track called Underscore by Terminal Velocity. After a tough year, Kiyomi returned in 2021 and started once again creating maps with more creativity and heart poured into it. She had a great idea for a comeback and created Astral Fantasy, released on July 1st of 2021. Astral Fantasy is a hard map that takes place in floating islands with a bluish atmosphere. There can be found futuristic objects such as boxes and neon pipes, as well as some platforms. This map was a first in many ways. It was her first ever solo map, and her first to have a nature theme. The gameplay was unique, featuring ziplines, rising platforms, and the very first rescue mission, which was called BB Bell Roblox. All of this was set to the fitting music of Show Love by Joachim Carrot. The next map in our list is Forest Conflict, released on the 14th of August 2021. This was the map that made Kiyomi a recognized name in the community. The map takes you into a deep forest, with logs scattered throughout and a small underwater section. Player must climb a ladder, navigate through a cave, and then emerge back into the forest before another swimming section. The rescue escapee is named Rebin, located on the stack of crates next to the 5th button, and the background music is Nature's Migration D. Next up is Laurel Sunrise, released on September 4th, 2021. This was the third solo map and is the sequel to Forest Conflict. The map takes place in a beautiful grassy stone gorge, with a small town nestled on the hillside. As players make their way through 3 open areas and a short cave, they encounter a landscape filled with wooden towers, bridges, and crates. For those with higher graphic settings, the map even features a subtle fog and stunning light rays from the sun. The journey through the maps involves navigating through both acid and regular water, climbing a marked stone wall, and passing through a wooden gate to reach the exit. Laurel Sunrise also included features like sliding and zip lines, along with a special rescue mission. The rescuee name is Lagoshi, that's me, and they're located on the stack of crates on a small island in the second area. Originally released on September 16, 2021, Snowy Flakes was Kiyomi's first winter-themed map. This was a collaboration with Hazen, and it was later revamped and re-released as version 2 on November 7, 2021. The map takes you to a beautiful snowy forest with small cabins scattered throughout. The first area features a unique button in the form of a crowbar, used to open a wooden fence gate. A short cave section leads you to a larger open area with a river and a waterfall. In this section, you can walk across a bridge and use the zipline to travel between 2 wooden towers. The exit is located past a final wooden gate, leading to a small stone doorway. The map's escapee is named Verdure Plateau, found in a small opening behind the zipline. Lavender Chamois, originally called Lavender Land, was released on October 1, 2021. The map takes players into an unusual and beautifully colored forest valley. In this map, the sky and all the plants are a striking shade of purple, while the terrain and water maintain the natural colors. The valley contains 3 open areas connected by 2 short caves. Wooden cabins can be spotted at the highest point of the map, and waterfalls add to the scenery in the second and third open areas. The rescue escapee for this map is named Narkoi, located next to a tree near the path to the 4th button. Her first autumn theme map, Autumn Resplendence, was released on October 16, 2021. This was a solo map, and while it didn't change her style dramatically from her previous maps, it was just as enjoyable. The map takes place in a beautiful autumn forest with a cave segment in the middle. The ending features a unique lift that rises with the lava, and the rescue escapee is named Cutie Mel. The map's background music is Jade Creek 2 by Freedom Planet. Frosty Niveous, her first map of 2022, was a Christmas special Kiyomi made with Polarity. Released on January 1st, it has 5 buttons, a rescue mission, and a zipline. The map takes place in a remote, snowy valley with a crumbling fortress. You have to travel through a big cavern system in the middle of the map, where lanterns are the only thing lighting the way. The structures are made of stone and wood. Some are broken, some are covered in snow, and you can even spot little snowflake emblems on them. The exit is in a small room inside the fortress, glowing with a soft purple light. The rescue escapee is named Tyree and can be found on a ledge near the second button. The whole map is set to the background music title screen by A Hat in Time. Swamp Fever, the 10th map in our list, was released on June 2nd, 2022. This map takes place in a spooky, fog-filled swamp at night. The majority of the map is in a large open space, only narrowing down to a small cave segment near the end. The map includes a rescue mission for an escapee named Flash. The background music also has a bit of a story. It was originally Whispering Through by Azura, but it was later changed to Necrophantasia from Touhou. A remix recommended by NotXZ. One of her best projects, Mystic River, was released on October 2nd, 2022. The map is set in a beautiful autumnal forest, surrounded by a ton of trees. The rescue mission for the map, which takes you to an escapee named Green, is located below a collapsed bridge. Like her earlier map, Autumn Resplendence, this one ends in a cave. And just as Autumn Resplendence used Jade Creek 2, Mystic's River background music was Jade Creek 1 by Freedom Planet, a detail that tied it perfectly to her past work. Next up is the second to last map, Aberrant Riverside, a complete revamp of her earlier map, Mystic River. Released on August 17, 2023, Kiyomi collaborated with Kron on the timelines and with Lele for the Vine models. The map begins in an open area with a section of fast-rising lava, which leads into a swimming segment and eventually to an abandoned mineshaft inside a volcano. This version of the map had a total of 7 buttons and was initially intended to be an insane difficulty. However, it received some criticism for being too difficult, so its final rating was changed to crazy. At 3 minutes long, Aberrant Riverside was the longest map by far, and its rescue escapee was named the Crimson Knight, which was Animus. Finally, Verdure Plateau, started in July 2024 and released exactly a year later on July 7, 2025. This was Kiyomi's final heartfelt dedication to the game. She designed it as a hard difficulty map that referenced her old maps through both gameplay and design. With 5 buttons and an emotional background music, Orchestral Suite by Laurel Platt, the map was a true farewell. The rescue escapee was named Toho Fanboy, who was low speed odds. This was one of her largest collaborations, with Hazen as the main co-creator. Kiyomi also worked with Literal Cow for the lighting, Akamayu for the background music suggestions, Theater and Epic Tie for the timelines, Lele and Animus for meshes, Vozel for playtesting and feedbacks, and Green for rigs. The map takes place in a wide green magical forest filled with waterfalls, minecarts, and vines with glowing yellow stripes leading the way. All of this leads to the heartwarming final scene, where a big group of her friends gather around a cozy campfire next to a small cabin. Verdure Plateau was a final beautiful goodbye. It was a triumph, and the community met it with an outpouring of love and gratitude. Everyone saw it not as an end, but as a new beginning to a journey as a university student. Her departure from mapmaking came with a wave of encouragement, a testament to how much she was loved. For a while, even though the maps had stopped, she was still a part of the daily chatter, making jokes and talking with friends on the server. And for a while, everything seemed normal. Then, without a word, she just stopped. At first, nobody really thought anything of it. This wasn't unusual. She was a university student with a new life ahead of her, so we just figured she was busy. But as the days passed and her silence stretched from a few days into weeks, the question of where she was started to grow. What we didn't know was the horrible reality behind her absence. On the road, she was tragically hit by a drunk driver. It was a brutal head-on collision that caused severe damage to her brain. For weeks, she fought for her life in a coma while we all waited, clinging to the hope that she would come back to us. But it wasn't to be. One morning, the terrible, heartbreaking news came. She was gone. And just like that, we had lost her. The news came as a complete shock to everyone on the server and throughout the community. For many of us, it was the first time we had ever experienced the death of a friend. Some people thought it was a joke. Some cried, and some were still trying to process everything that had happened. Messages began to pour in on the Verdure Plateau map posts, on the channel, and on the server. Fans created beautiful tributes and art, and everyone shared their fondest memories with Kiyomi. To honor all that love and creativity, we wanted to share some of those tributes with you. But before we do that, it's worth noting that Delexi has made 2 original soundtracks for Kiyomi's maps, Snowy Flakes and Verdure Plateau, which I will be linking in the description below. They're also really good, and I'm sure Kiyomi would have been incredibly happy to hear them. On a personal note, I want to send my deepest condolences to her family and friends. This isn't an easy thing to go through, and it takes a lot of time to heal. It's okay to grieve and to cry. I believe that Kiyomi wouldn't want us to dwell on this forever, but to cherish the memories we have with her, and also move on with our lives. She is hopefully in a better place now, and we will all miss her dearly. Thank you for everything, Kiyomi. Fly high.